Buying a grow light is only hard because the box crowds you with math. There are maybe 15 numbers printed on a grow light. Lumens, Kelvin, PAR, wattage, coverage, diode count. You are supposed to weigh all of them, and you can't, so you guess, and you overpay. Here is the whole trick. Only 3 of those numbers decide anything. Learn the 3 and the rest go quiet. The 3 are efficiency, intensity, and your plant's daily light budget. That is the entire skill. Once you have it, you walk past 90% of what is written on that box. But there is a catch, and it is the reason nobody teaches you the 3 numbers. 12 popular myths are built specifically to point you at the wrong ones. Each myth is a decoy, and every decoy you fall for is money gone. You already know the $20 clip lamp is junk. That is not the problem. The problem is that the decoys work on the expensive lights too. Clear the 12 myths, and the 3-number habit works on any light at any price. Miss even one, and the box talks you back into guessing. The 3 numbers that do all the work. Let me hand you the shortcut before we clear the decoys, so you can feel how little you actually need. Number 1 is efficiency, written as PPE. That is micromoles per joule, which just means how much plant-usable light you get per unit of electricity. Higher is better. It is the single number that replaces wattage entirely. Number 2 is intensity at the plant, written as PPFD, always at a stated height. That is how much light actually lands on the leaves, measured where the leaves are. A light with no stated height on its intensity number is hiding something. Number 3 is not on the box at all. It is DLI, your plant's daily light budget. Seedlings want a little, tomatoes want a lot. Match the light to the plant, not to a wattage. That is the whole read. Efficiency, intensity, plant budget. 3 lines on a spec sheet. Now here is why almost nobody does it. 12 myths stand between you and those 3 numbers. We are going to knock each one down, and you will watch the shortcut get easier with every one. And if that's useful, subscribe for more shortcuts like it, because the first decoy is the number every box shows off, and it counts the wrong light entirely. The 12 decoys. Myth 1. More lumens means a better grow light. A lumen is a measure built around the human eye. It weights light by how bright it looks to you, and your eye peaks in the green. A plant does not see brightness. It counts photons across a whole band of light, and it treats that band far more evenly than your eye does. So, a lumen number scores a light for the wrong judge. This is not a hobbyist take. Virginia Cooperative Extension is a university publication. It lists lumens, lux, foot candles, and watts among the units it says not to use for plants. Lumens is a decoy pointing you away from real efficiency. Myth 2. A bigger light is a stronger light. Size is not intensity. A large panel can spread the same light thinner over a wider area. More of it reaches the floor, and less reaches the leaf. What you feel in your hand is coverage. What the plant feels is intensity at its own height. Those are different numbers, and only one of them grows anything. Myth 3. Watts per square foot is a real rule. It cannot be. It is built on 2 bad habits at once. It mixes brightness your eye sees with a wall number that was never light. Intensity at a stated height is the number that rule was faking. Measure where the leaf sits, not across the floor. Myth 4. PAR is a number you can compare. This one is a trap, because listings print it like a score. PAR is not a quantity. It is a band of light, 400 to 700 nanometers, the part plants use. It tells you nothing about how much. When a box prints PAR 743, that is an intensity number wearing the wrong label. The label keeps you from asking for a real PPFD chart. Myth 5. Purple lights are stronger because plants only use red and blue. This came from an old chart of chlorophyll in a test tube. A living leaf is not a test tube. Red and blue do the heaviest lifting, but green is not wasted. It drives deeper into the canopy and feeds lower leaves that red and blue mostly miss. Fluence, a commercial grow light maker, calls the idea that plants ignore green a myth. A full-spectrum white light is not weaker for looking normal. Myth 6. The wattage tells you how strong the light is. It does not, and you can drop it entirely. A light called the TS1000 draws 150 watts. The name is an old comparison to hot HID bulbs, not a measure of light. Efficiency and intensity already tell you everything wattage pretends to. Cross it off and you have one less number to fight. Myth 7. The efficiency number on the box is the fixture's number. Sometimes it is the diode's number, which is always higher. Spider Farmer first claimed 2.7 micromoles per joule. That was the bare chip. The assembled light measured 2.41. So when you read efficiency, make sure it is the whole fixture, not one diode on a good day. Myth 8. Kelvin tells you if a light is good for plants. Kelvin is color temperature. It describes whether the light looks warm or cool to your eye. Your eye again. It says nothing about the spectrum a plant actually uses. Myth 9. Just run a weak light longer to make up for it. This is the most expensive belief on the list. It is expensive because it is almost true. Intensity and hours do trade off. That is your daily light budget, and it is one line of math. Intensity at the canopy times 3,600 times hours divided by 1,000,000. Virginia Tech's own example is an intensity of 200 for 16 hours, which gives 11.5. But the trade has a floor. Say your light only makes 50 intensity at the plant. Run it a full 24 hours a day, and you still land at just over 4. Seedlings want 5 to 10. Lettuce wants 12 to 17. You cannot leave a weak light on long enough to fix it. Hours cannot buy intensity you never had. Myth 10. There is one PPFD number for a light. Intensity is a reading at a single point. It falls with distance, and it falls off toward the edges of the footprint. One number is the best case, taken dead center, right underneath. The honest version is a whole map, which is exactly why you demand a chart with a stated height. Myth 11. The certifications on the box mean the light was performance tested. Look at the marks. UKCA, CEROHS, ETL. Everyone is a safety and compliance mark. They promise the thing will not electrocute you or leak restricted metals. Not one of them measures light. A wall of safety badges is not a single point of performance proof. Myth 12. A model name means the same product forever. Spider Farmer swapped the diodes inside the SF1000. The listing lagged behind. Mars Hydro notes its current version ships with a different logo. The name on the box is stable. What is inside it is not. So you check the spec for the exact version in your cart, not the review from 2 years ago. What honest looks like. 12 decoys down. Notice what is left standing. Efficiency, intensity, plant budget. The shortcut got easier every time. So who makes it easy to actually find those 3? Start with Mars Hydro. And yes, that is the light from the top of this video. They print it, 150 watts, plus or minus 5% in their own table. Efficiency 2.3, intensity published. Bridgelux chips, 5-year warranty, $79.99. The name is the industry's old habit. The data is right there for anyone who reads the table. Spider Farmer earns it too, for a stranger reason. Their number got tested, it came down, and their listing followed it down. The SF1000 is rated 100 watts, measured at 92 as it warms. The claimed efficiency dropped to a measured 2.41. That is a company correcting toward the truth in public. I will take a brand whose number survived a censor over one whose number never met one. Then the free help, which is better than the paid help. That Virginia Tech guide hands you the daily budget formula and the crop table. It also warns you plainly which units to ignore. It has nothing to sell you. You also do not need a $500 meter to check intensity. Virginia Tech says a $20 phone app, using the camera sensor, gives a home grower useful readings. $20 buys you the second number outright. Want the 3 checked for you before you even shop? There is a free registry called the DLC Horticultural list. Every light on it was lab tested to a real efficiency floor. And it is free to search, not required, just a shortcut on top of the shortcut. Some growers swear by the list. Some would rather measure it themselves with the app. Honestly, both camps are right. The list tells you what left the factory. The app tells you what is landing on your shelf. Buy for the plant, not for the box. Here is the whole thing in one habit. Find 3 numbers and ignore the rest. Efficiency, so you know the light per watt. Intensity at a stated height, so you know what reaches the leaf. Then your plant's daily budget, so you know what the leaf needs. That last one is not a preference, it is a requirement. Seeds want 5 to 10, microgreens 9 to 12, lettuce and leafy greens 12 to 17, basil 15 to 25, tomatoes and cucumbers 20 to 30. Look at that last jump. A fruiting plant wants roughly double to triple what a leafy green wants. The light that grows perfect lettuce will not ripen a tomato, and no runtime changes that. The box was never complicated. It was just crowded on purpose. 3 numbers and you walk right through it.